I'm going to give you a workflow in trading that will make you a better trader, because instead of opening our purse and saying, here I'm able to trade and now I'm able to spend $100 a trade and lose it just like that, I think it's better to say, can I see that the market is right now profitable? Can I see that the market runs at a certain point, such as a bigger structure, high and low? And keep in mind, once you are exposed what the market does, you will hold yourself into it. So if you tend to overtrade, all you need is just the knowledge like why you are over trading. You need to know the reason why, not just the trading strategy. The reason behind this is so important. So you have market participants, and this is something what is very important, and they have also stop placements on bigger structure lows and highs, as you see here. So if you see the market such as here, this is the orange time is the US session. If you see the market here, for example, and you have here this low here, and you have from a bigger structure here this high, the question is always, can you see the market going to this high or that high here right now? Or can you see the market going to this low or the lows here under it? And the question is very obvious, like the answer is very obvious, that when being here in the US session, that we still see that the market goes up, but once, as you see here, starting here where the square is, we can see a lot of pressure down. The market aims for this mid-rotation low here, such as here, and for the day of the low, like low of the day, from the current one, aiming for this low here. So once we identify that, it means we can see it's profitable. There is cash flow. There was a movement already with the specific worth of this kind of movement. One time, for example. The second time of this sort of movement we can also expect. If we're unsure, we just let it happen, what is very important. And then once this movement happened, then we go to step number 2. And this is where I think it's good to open the purse and say this would be a good investment, because I can see the market goes in that direction, making the chart bigger. And then what I really love to use is the anchored VWAP. You find this on TradingView on the left side, the fourth one. And when placing it now on the high, okay, thank you. So when placing it on the high here, you can literally see that the market comes back to this line here and does a retracement. And it's about not to enter the trade down here. If you can see that the market did this big of a retracement one time, and even here a bigger retracement here, to expect that the market will do the same retracements over and over again. Like here you see here almost the same retracement, here you see almost the same retracement, right? So when selling here, and this is now the trading setup, that's step number 3. So we identified now where price is attractive. So the first one was the direction. I'm going to draw this to you into paint. The first one was we identified where the market wants to go. Bigger structure high, bigger structure low. We saw the market goes down. The second thing was, now I understood the market goes down and I want to use an indicator such as an anchor VWAP, because it helps me not to trade down here and shows me where price is just already there reacting and then goes in that movement down. What I also want to see in the second step is, instead of using the anchor VWAP, maybe just like the retracements or combining it a bit. If the retracements are that big, I'm not just going to sell down here. I'm going, of course, to wait for a retracement, what the market is going to do, even though it goes down here, that is going to have the same length as it did before, to sell on the upper side. And we're now looking at this one. We're going now to step number 3, and this is my favorite setup, using a 1-minute chart, because most movements that you see, like we estimated cash flow, we estimated where price is attractive. The thing is now, if you would use a 5-minute chart from here, 10:15, to here where it goes here to 11:50, that's just like 1.5 hours. So like 10:50 and 11:50 is here. So it's 1 hour, as you see here, right? So if you use the 5-minute chart, we can see maybe just like 10 candles or like 12 candles, and that's already it. Instead, when using a 1-minute chart, the advantage is that we place the anchor VWAP, and then you can see literally that where the retracement is, what is very nice. Using a 1-minute chart, because we have 60 candles, and then once the market goes there with the 1-minute chart, the chance is very high that we get small color switches like this, green and a red candle. And once the red candle closes and is small, I love making an entry here and to have the stop placement, but keep in mind, this is where the market already reached its goal. So it is about before the market reached its goal, and we can see sadly it didn't do here a small color switch, but what the market did, and this is what I really love, is that you can see the rotations, the retracements, they are so big, right? And because they're so big, like up here to the left side here, and they are the same length here around, that makes it very nice to just take a color switch here. And what I really love to do is please use a demo account first to adjust $100 on a color switch to aim for this low here. What happens is if I would take a position size to adjust here $100, that would be $800 in profit if it reached the goal. In this case, I would be stopped out. The small stop placement and the setup is so important to me. And when I'm stopped out and I would enter here again the trade, I would lose $100, but I would make $800. So that's literally $700 in take profit. So as you see here, the market goes down, maybe like, because the retracement here is the same. The dangerous part in this case is the market reached already around and nearby this low here. So there will be heavy retracements coming in. But if you see enough pressure, I think this one is also good. Adjusting $100. Just making sure the risk reward is above 5. This is not a risk reward ratio of 5, but mostly if the market goes above a very bigger structure low, there will be a push coming. So giving it a shot, from my opinion, is okay. Seeing here that the market does the retracement to the anchor VWAP when placing it nice, always to place it on the origin of the movement or in the mid rotation, like up here on the highest point here. This is the highest wick as you see here. Like this is the highest wick. Makes this one such a good trade, but sadly there was no color switch, no closed candles. I don't like to trade open candles. Instead, we can see here a green and red with the same retracement as you see here from the left, like from here. The retracements are always almost the same, like very often. And you can see that after reaching the anchored VWAP, what happens is mostly the market pushes very down aggressively. So that makes this color switch very attractive here to trade. So when now placing here this, when having here the entry after this red candle you see here, stop placement on the color switch, green and red is the low, is the high. And now aiming for the biggest structure low, your risk reward is around 5 as you see here, right? So that makes this one also such a good trade. So if I would have now placed all these trades what I was just drawing in and showing you, losing here 2 times $100, right? Like, I'm going to show this to you, hold on. Like here, losing here $100. And then the next trade would be maybe making $800. Losing $100, touches the anchor VWAP, no trade, and then making another here $400, $500, right? And that's already profitable. It is, look, the reason when you're not profitable right now, or just because you have a hard time when it comes to scaling, I believe in this is something what I experience a lot, is that the trading strategy just sucks. It may be scalable until the first $50,000 or $80,000, but above is the problem that, like when I have a risk reward ratio of 3, and sometimes there will be 2 or 3 losing trades at once in a row. If the risk reward is under 5, I experience a lot of problems, and this makes it so much more easier if you have a very good trading strategy where you have enough trades within one movement. As you see here, within 1 hour, we have 2-4 trades minimum. And the good thing here is we are not forced to trade everything. It is more about to analyze more and to pick only the best, such as, for example, we see this kind of retracement. We see that the market here moved already to this low, and because it touched it already, like nearby, this is a trading zone. This is how I love to draw them, by the way. And because it touched this one here and does here a couple of green candles, I'm not willing to sell here because it's too low for me. But because it touched here the anchor VWAP, because it did here now 3 red candles, pretty aggressive, and a small color switch, that's more nicer to trade from my opinion than this one. Just to rely on more information. So the more high quality informations we get, the better trader we are. Just go to tradewithjd.com, like under this video. You find a free video series, by the way. Hope this will make you a better trader. Wish you all love. Good trades. JD out.